All right. I'm so oh man, every stream is like the first one again for me. I'm so nervous because I'm probably not even gonna play Roblox this time around, so I don't even know what I'm gonna do, to be completely honest. Um, I really just been wanting to talk about the movie again, and I'm excited to do so. Yeah, hopefully we get viewers so we could start some conversation. I really want to like engage with the comments. I want to discuss the movie because the Discord server has been really active here recently, and it's gotten me excited to kind of theorize and just talk about the movie and stuff again. Um, I am bald, yeah. I can't keep ignoring it. I, all my hair is gone, basically. It's funny. It's just the last stream I had hair and now I don't. It's really funny. It's really funny to me. I'm not gonna ignore it anymore. Um, okay, real quick. I'm gonna try to get on Discord so I can post a link to the server, but it's not wanting to work right now on my laptop, so I'm probably gonna have to get on my phone. That sucks. Right, Discord is right here on my screen as I'm streaming, and it's like I can't do nothing with it. It's not doing nothing. I can't. All right, so well, there should be a link. Yeah, there is a link to the server actually in my channel description as well. So that works. I always like to post one in the actual stream though. Try not to get too distracted. I start talking slower, and that's no one wants that. We want me to get it over with. We want us to, spit it out. But oh man, it's always rough getting started. I'm just trying to, that I should have set this stuff up first. Actually, that's completely on me. Honestly, it's completely on me. Yeah, I won't even worry about it. I won't even worry about it. All right. Again, I'm probably not even going to do Roblox. So I'm kind of just, I do have the movie on the TV. The living room is right here off to the side. I was watching it, and it's the second time I've watched it. What is today? Yeah, this week. So yeah, I got pretty excited. It's the first time I've watched it again. And probably a year at least. I mean, I remember whenever I first discovered Willy's Wonderland, the first time I watched it, I was critical, and then I was trying to go to bed that night, and I was laying there, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And by the next morning, I had to watch it again. And then I watched it again, and I watched it again, and just from there it became an obsession. So that's fun. So I mean, I went from watching it like 5 times a day to not watching it for a whole year. I don't know how I even managed. How did I live? I don't know. A lot of it was because of work and stuff like that at the time. There was just a lot going on last year for me. But the year just pretty much got started, so I finally watched the movie again, and I still love it. So that's good. I was afraid my opinion would change, to be honest. I tend to do that. So yeah, I'm really nervous because I don't know how much time I even have to stream, and on top of that, it's like, how much can I do that's somewhat even interesting during all this time? Because usually I just play Roblox and sit there and just play and not really do much, just kind of a corpse. So I have no idea, unfortunately I can't do backflips, so I don't really know what I can do for entertainment here. I did find this. I haven't drank out of this in forever. My Punch Pop. It's like a thermal thing. I forgot where I got this. This is not official merchandise. This is not. I wish it was though. But I am probably gonna I'm gonna put some ice in this. That was loud. Could have been worse though. This is my Punch Pop of choice, Coke Zero. That's all I have. So we're gonna pour that in there. That's too much. That's too much. Don't let it go over. Okay. This is a brand new table. I almost made a complete mess. Oh my god. That was nerve-wracking. I need to slow down. Okay, we're gonna that's good enough. That's good enough. I don't want to risk it. I really don't. That felt good. Okay. So hold on. I'm gonna check out the if Discord will work for 5 seconds. I'm gonna look at the WILLY'S server real quick. It's been really active here lately. It's been nice to see. There's been like 3 or so people actually continuing a conversation. It's nice. The server is usually just dead. So I'm so I'm so excited. So excited. My voice is cracking apparently. Jeez, I am so nervous. Oh man, I love seeing people actually talking about the movie again. The prop auction really boosted the movie's popularity again, and it's bittersweet because we're probably not gonna get many photos or see much of those props or those suits ever again. They're going to private collections and things like that. Not all of them, but you know, it's a little bittersweet. I mean, WILLY'S going to like Thailand. Hope he has fun there. But we'll probably never see him again. That's kind of the bitter part of it. But at the same time, the sweet part is how much it's made Willy's Wonderland talked about again recently. It's been really nice. People have remembered the server on Discord exists, and people remember the movie exists. It's been fun. It's been really fun. But I'm gonna show this comment here. What do I think Punch Pop tastes like? I think it was Nicolas Cage that I think in an interview he said something like the definitive answer to what Punch Pop tastes like is supposed to be like up to your imagination. So it's pretty much like whatever you imagine it tasting like is the answer to that question, if that makes sense. So I go by that rule pretty much. That's why I meant by like, Coke Zero is my punch pop of choice for today, because it's pretty much up to you. So, I mean, just looking at the movie, you can tell it's a dark soda. So, I mean, at the very least, it's a dark soda of some sort. I forgot what they actually used in the movie. If it was something, I think it might have been Diet Coke. I might be wrong about that though. Because I've heard 2 things. I've heard that it's Diet Coke, which makes sense because that comes in a silver can, and they very easily could have covered that up with the label. And then the other thing I heard is that they ordered like movie prop, like it just had like carbonated water, flavorless. This kind of sounds gross, to be honest. Like carbonated, unflavored water in a can with no label. And they just ordered a bunch of that for the movie. I've heard those both from reliable sources, and it's kind of hard to, which one do you go with? I think it would make more sense for them to order like actual, cans of something that are made for movies, blank slates. But with knowing the budget of the movie and everything, they very well could have just bought a bunch of Diet Coke, but yeah, Punch Pop is what it tastes like is pretty much up to you. I mentioned it's definitely a dark soda from what I can tell in the movie. And I mean, it says punch. It's supposed to be, punch, but maybe it's some sort of maybe it's a punch. I'm sure that's what they were going for, but at the same time, like, I don't know. It's just an up in the air, sort of thing. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, one thing I haven't talked about lately is the soundtrack vinyl. There's still people that talk a lot about the soundtrack, and I pretty much just like not. Everyone's over here talking about it. I'm in the corner. Um, it's not that I got sick of hearing about it, but it's just I didn't think there was much else to talk about, but apparently there's plenty. Um, I might grab it real quick just because we're talking about it. Where is it? There it is. Here it is. I hate leaving the room like that. That's unprofessional. I don't care. This is. Ooh, I almost showed my address. That's not good. This is what it originally came in, and I still keep it in this to keep the actual like vinyl sleeve intact. Oh man. Okay. I want to flip it around the way where I can slide it out and you see the cover, but like I don't want my address to get leaked, so we're gonna do that. There we go. All right. I hate getting my grubby little fingers all over it. I have like rubber gloves, but I feel like that'd be a little bit too psychotic to most people. To me as a collector, it's perfectly rational, but oh man. I remember how happy I'm still just as happy opening this up as I was the day I got it. Like it's so cool. It's so cool. I'm not. This isn't flexing. I'm sorry, because it's pretty expensive, and you can usually only get it outside of the U.S. So I'm not trying to be like, oh, look, I just haven't got it out in a while, and I mentioned the soundtrack. I had to. But and they have the lyrics and everything. I mean, some of the stuff is normal for most records, but I was pretty surprised with the amount of detail that they put into everything. I have a lot of movie soundtracks that come out nowadays. They don't even have the lyrics. Half the time, it's just this sleeve and then the record inside. This one has 2 sleeves. It's very well protected, and of course, it's this awesome looking orange vinyl. I love this so much. This is side A. That's not the right way. What am I doing? I'm trying to show you guys side A, but I'm over here looking at side B. The image is the other way on side B, and I'm like, that's not how that works. But there's that. There's another B flick that I mentioned in a post recently on the channel called Trick or Treat, which is another movie I love. They recently just re-released the soundtrack for theirs, and the vinyl looks just like this. It's orange, which makes sense because it's that like jack-o'-lantern, trick or treat, orange Halloween kind of thing that they're going for. But I remember because my dad is a big fan of Trick or Treat, he bought like 3 of the newly released Trick or Treat soundtrack vinyls, and the moment I seen the actual vinyl itself, I was like, wow, that looks just like the Willy's Wonderland record. I haven't played this in a while either. I have a few record players, but I just haven't actually like listened to this in a while yet. But I'm gonna put this back in the thing. I'm really worried about it getting damaged, so I'm gonna set it back in there. I haven't got that out in a while. That was nice. So about the filming locations, I would love to. I just don't really have the money or the time to travel to those filming locations. I've never really been outside of the state I live in, other than like a little ways into states that are like directly next to me, and I've never really gotten deep into them. I would love to, but unfortunately, like the actual Willy's Wonderland building, like the location where, like for the exterior shots, like that building it doesn't even exist anymore. That's kind of the main attraction. It's the Willy's Wonderland, and it's gone, unfortunately. It was abandoned whenever they were filming the movie. They said that the roof and stuff was falling in. They just built that facade on the front, where the doors are, and they added the sign, and that's all they did to it. If they did any more, it probably would have fell apart right there. But yeah, unfortunately, it's gone. Something else is built there now. I don't know what it is. It's some sort of small business. But yeah. But there's plenty of other locations still left from the movie, like the sheriff's office and stuff like that. I mean, those are still hanging around. So I mean, I would love to. I really would. The closest I'll probably ever get is just I forgot the person's name. I forgot their username, but there's someone else on YouTube. They visit a lot of filming locations, and they went to the Willy's Wonderland filming locations, and watching that video is probably as close as I'm going to get, but we'll see. I do plan to, this is kind of on topic, but off topic, but I do plan to move to North Carolina eventually. And there's a ton of filming locations for a lot of movies I love there. So that's really all I'm looking forward to with North Carolina, to be honest, because I really don't want to move that far away from where I am now. But like I mentioned the movie Trick or Treat earlier, that was all filmed in North Carolina. Specifically, like in the specific town I would be moving to in North Carolina is where they filmed that. So I'm really excited to go there. They also filmed the original Super Mario movie there, which it's known as a bad movie, but like as its own thing, it's all right. I really love that movie just for being an absolutely bonkers reimagining. So I'm going to visit those locations too. But yeah, hopefully one day I will visit the Willy's filming locations, the ones that are left. Really looking forward to that one day. Trying to think of other things to talk about. I've been thinking a lot about the comics here lately. That's really what got me so excited initially to record something, because I really got to thinking of like, now there's the whole copyright situation with Willy's Wonderland. Like all pre-existing media will still exist and do its thing, but the chances of us ever getting a sequel or seeing anything new from the franchise is like zero. But I would love to see a prequel, like almost like a episodic sort of thing, like some sort of, there's no way it would end up on Netflix, but just something like that, almost like a Netflix series. And they tried doing that with the comic series, but personally, I come to find out I really don't like the comics that much. I hate to be negative. If other people like them, I don't care. That doesn't, that's how opinions work. People forget about that. It doesn't bother me if other people like them. It's just they retcon a little bit too much from the actual movie to make their own story work. And they pretty much just focus on like the Crazy Eight and their whole story when that's already been talked about. I mean, there's like a whole lore dump mid-movie from Liv about Crazy Eight. We pretty much get it. And it's like, how much more can we dive into that specific part of Willy's Wonderland? What I would love to see for like some sort of show or something, or just in general, a prequel story, I think would be great, would be to see the main teenagers from, or I guess they're teenagers, they're supposed to be, from Willy's Wonderland, like Liv and their crew. See how they kind of met. Because they're pretty flat characters in the movie, to be honest, and I would love to see them get fleshed out. we know that at some point in the timeline, Willy and the gang would actually like prowl, like they would leave Willy's Wonderland and go hunt and kill people. Um, and that's something I personally love about a Willy's Wonderland. It's just, I don't know, it scratches my back in all the right places. Um, it's just, it really personally appeals to me because it has that like killer clowns from outer space thing where it's like monsters come into the small town and terrorize stuff. But at the end, the clowns leave. Spoiler alert, I guess. But it's like they leave. But in Willy's Wonderland, the monsters are in town and they're here to stay. They just go and they hibernate for a while and they'll be back. And there's nothing you can do about it unless you're Nicolas Cage. So for the most part, unless you're Nicolas Cage, you're screwed. And I love that idea. It's just something everybody's got to put up with. And there's so many moving parts to the whole story. Like people are in on it and people are getting lured to Willy's. You know the story, and I would just love to see something done with that, flesh that out a bit. Maybe Liv had some other friends that ended up getting killed off at some point, and that only I don't know how you would describe it. I guess that would only encourage Liv and their friend group to destroy Willy's even further. I guess I'm wording that a bit weird, but I don't know. In the movie, it's like, Bobby mentions like, they've seen them do stuff. They've seen them kill people. They've witnessed this stuff. And clearly they are aware of the whole setup. They know what the sheriff's up to, what Tex is up to. They know people are getting lured. It's like, I want to see a story about how all these people were affected by Willy's, how and why they came together as a group to destroy Willy's, how they figured out what's going on and how this all connects and how it leads up to the movie. I would just mainly love to see their characters fleshed out a little bit more because, to be honest, in Willy's Wonderland, they're just kind of there to die. And they could have, like, if there was a prequel, they really could focus on that more. That would be really fun, I think. It's something. It's sitting right there. I think it would be fun. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm gonna top off the punch pop, actually. Not letting this go to waste. Just hope I don't overfill it. Nah, I'm good. All right. I failed. I got some on the table. Big whoop. All right. They did mention something about how they were going to release 4 more comics for Willy's Wonderland, but then the whole copyright thing kind of happened. I know I'm mentioning that, and like most people aren't even aware of it, so it's like it seems a bit cryptic. I keep mentioning the copyright situation, but like not really going into it. But Glitch Entertainment knows a lot more about this subject than me. I was a little bit late to the party, but it's also the reason why the screen use suits and props were getting sold off. It's something to do with the production company or the rights holders. They went out of business. So since Willy's Wonderland as a franchise didn't get sold off to another company, Willy's Wonderland doesn't really belong to anybody. So it's in a weird limbo state where nobody can buy it and nobody can sell it. So, the Willy's Wonderland game on consoles, that's still here to stay. They're definitely probably not releasing stuff on DVD or Blu-ray anymore, but like on streaming, Amazon, Hulu, Willy's is still going to be there to watch. But when it comes to new content, there's probably not going to be anything. There's legally there are ways that people could get Willy's Wonderland back and buy it, but the problem is it's such a small film. It's such a tiny franchise. It doesn't matter how many fans there are. There's probably not many people out there that think it's worth fighting for and buying to even do anything with it. And I mean, personally, I'm not a big fan of like sequels and like really milking a franchise till it's nothing and ruining it. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I guess it's kind of nice. It's going to be left alone for a long time, but it does kind of suck. We won't, for the sake of the fans, I would like to see a sequel, and that's probably not going to happen now. I did hear that a script was being written. It was either, I don't know if it was complete, but I know it was in the process of being written. It was confirmed that it was. And it's probably not going to get made into an actual movie now. And regardless of the copyright stuff, the chances of it being made anyway are so slim. Like, who knows if they would have even been able to get Nicolas Cage back. You know, it's hard to capture that lightning in a bottle twice. You know, it was already pretty miraculous the first time. It's wild to think this movie exists. So it was already kind of slim, and I hate to be negative, but I'm just saying it probably could have happened, though. I mean, crazier stuff has happened in Hollywood. Trust me. Just trust me. But yeah, at the very least, even if it's even if the script that they were writing for the sequel, even if that's like not complete, I would love to see like a file or something of that posted. I think that would be really nice to see. I would like to see what they did get wrote up to a certain point, because you can find like drafts and stuff, like original scripts for Willy's Wonderland online, some of the original iterations and stuff back when it was Wally instead of Willy, things like that. When Willy or Wally was a bear instead, you know, the things like that. You can find those scripts online and read them. I've read through some of them. Definitely, for the most part, pretty similar, other than the character depictions, which is a whole other can of worms. But yeah, I kind of forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I was just talking about the script, how they should probably post it somewhere. Like, if it's for sure like not going to get made, at least let us see what could have been, and maybe the fans can take over from there. Let the nerds take over, please. We can do something with it, even if it's not, you know, a movie. We could still probably do something with it. It would just be nice to see. But and there was, I'm curious to see. You won't be able to see this, but I'm gonna try to look for something. There was some official WILLY'S merch that I didn't know existed that I found recently. I'm gonna try to find that real quick. It was like a metal, like a pin that you could wear. Like you can clip on to your shirt. Oh wow, there's like a lot of photo. Hold on a second. I'm actually gonna share my screen now. There's a lot of photos. When I type in Willy's Wonderland pin, it just comes up with pinball machine. So there's now like a lot of cool photos I haven't seen before popping up. Let's see if I can share screen. Yeah. Why is it not letting me? There it is. Okay. Is it working? Okay. All right. That's very awkward, but I haven't seen these photos before of the pinball machine. This is a Twitter thing here. It'll load. I'm not on Twitter, so I don't have an account to log into, but technically it's X now, but wow, I haven't seen it this up close. It's really cool. What is? Okay. Interesting. Well, now I'm looking at the pinball machine. There's like some stuff on here that I haven't seen on here before. It's pretty cool. I'm sure somebody's made a replica of it already, people have figured out like what base they used, things like that. Like there's a website somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna look for what I was actually looking for to begin with. My bad. Official. There was official. There. This is it. Okay. So there was official merch that I found that I didn't know existed, and it's nothing too crazy, but it's like there's very little official merchandise. I'm not even completely sure if the janitor shirt I've been wearing for the last 3 years is official or not. I know my Punch Pop cup isn't. It's a custom made thing. I forgot the website. I sent the link to the site to somebody. So yeah, I might look on there later, but it's this. It's just one of those, it's like one of those little metal pins that you can put wherever on a shirt or something, and it's this design. I want to find the actual photo that shows the product itself and not just the design that they used. Because I don't know, it's a rare thing to see official merchandise. What is this? Okay. Thought it was real for a second. Okay. All right. That's all there really is to that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Yeah, I'm grasping at straws here at this point. Like, I won't lie. It's very clear to see. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, oh yeah, I have 3,000 things to talk about right now. It's Willy's Wonderland. As I've already stated, it's such a small franchise. It's like, you know, I mean, clearly I never made my channel to make money. If I wanted to make money from doing this, I would have chose any other topic on the planet, because Willy's Wonderland has like this much stuff to talk about, and I've already talked about pretty much all of it, or somebody else has already, and there's no point in me making a video about it. So, you know, there's some videos I want to. I was just talking about the pinball machine, so this kind of ties in. I want to remake a video of mine where I talked about what happened to the pinball machine after the filming of Willy's Wonderland, because the information in the video ended up becoming outdated after the auction stuff happened, and I really want to follow up on that, where I talk about the original video and like here's what I said before about the pinball machine. Here's actually where it is now, because it's outdated. Currently, the video, it's unlisted or private, probably private. Same thing, pretty much. It's on there somewhere. Yeah, I've thought about remaking that, but it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, there's opportunity for content there. I could talk about that. But at the same time, it's like all it really takes is like a one sentence message on Discord telling somebody what happened to it to really explain everything there is to know about what happened to the pinball machine. So it's like, do I make a whole video about it? And that goes for a lot of topics that I could be talking about right now on the channel. I have a decent amount, like a small handful of ideas for things I would like to talk about on this channel. And I probably won't, because somebody else has already covered them. And I mean, not that there's necessarily a problem, like, oh, one person did it, so I can't. But it's like, come on, it's Willy's Wonderland. If you search anything about it, you're going to see it. Why should there be a second video talking about that, you know? And to be honest, last year was a lot for me, and life itself is a lot for me, to be honest. It's so hard for me to get motivated just with the way I feel all the time. It's so hard to get motivated to do videos, to make videos, to want to do anything, to be honest. Right now I have plenty of time to make content, but it's just about getting motivated. And it hurts because there's so much that I've missed out on that I could have talked about. And I was already a little bit late to the whole auction thing. And my memory is so terrible that there's so many important names and details that I've forgotten about, like when it comes to production and stuff like that, that is really relevant to the auction thing and talking about all these other topics. I think there's no sugar in this soda, but man, it's probably just for me talking a lot, but I'm like all jittery and hopped up for some reason. Better slug down some more. But yeah. Oh man. I reminisce a lot. Just like whenever I first got started, I'm not proud of my old content by any means, but I just that time period, like 2-3 years ago, whenever I first started, I think it was 3 already when I got started on YouTube. I'm not trying to sit here and like talk about me. I hate myself. I don't want to talk about me, but what I'm trying to get to, I have to like go around me real quick to talk about what I want to talk about. When I first got started, that period of time, I don't know. I love it so much. I had just gotten into the movie. I was watching it like 5 times a day, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. And I've met so many awesome people through Willy's Wonderland. And it's like, it's a corny B movie. It's a horror comedy, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how or whatever. Like, all that matters is at the end is that you did meet these people. And I mean, people are just wonderful as individuals, honestly. One of my favorite comedians is George Carlin, who's passed away quite a while back now. And he always talked about how when people start to form groups, how it pretty much goes sour from there. And how people as individuals, as their own thing, are wonderful. And I agree with that to an extent, because, I do agree for the most part when people start to form little groups and they start wearing matching shirts and things like that, stuff starts to go a little haywire. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm blind, maybe, but I don't know. Just we've created such an awesome community of people, because at the end of the day, what makes up these groups are individuals, and the individuals are still great. And it's such a small community that it doesn't become oversaturated with so many people doing the exact same thing, or the more people start to join a community, the more of a chance there are that you're going to get a bad apple. And then the whole community is tarnished forever because of something that one person did once, and it sucks. But right now, I love how small we are. We're at this perfect sort of size right now. And it feels like everyone's right there for you all the time. It really is nice. I love this community so much. I'm sorry for getting like all up in my feelings and, all that boring stuff no one signed up for, but I'm just so proud of this community. Really, I am. I wish I could do more to engage with it. I try to do stuff behind the scenes. Like, if there's a friend that's, has some sort of like project and needs voice acting, it's like, hey, look, I suck at voice acting, but I could probably do it. I could probably figure it out. So, I mean, maybe it's more of a curse than anything that I'm coming in like messing stuff up. Like, I'm not qualified, but I'll do it anyway and mess it up. But at the end of the day, it's all fun. It really is fun. I'm just so proud of everyone, really. And I think that's probably, I mean, this is just surface level what I'm talking about. Like, there's so much I would love to just do a whole video where I just absolutely like, I don't know what the word would be, flatter everyone. I don't know, just like, I don't know. There's just a lot of great people doing a lot of great things, and it makes me happy. And it makes me wish I could do more to help them out and boost their channels and things like that. And I tried my best to do that. It's not that I have a huge following or anything. I'm not Markiplier, where it's like if I even breathe in the general direction of somebody with a small channel that they're going to get 1 million subs overnight or anything like that. But that's what I'm saying. I wish I could do more because there's so many awesome people here, but it's counterproductive and it goes against my point, because if I do more, then we all get bigger and it becomes oversaturated. And then what are we at that point? We're just, it takes a lot away from what we are. And that's sort of that's where it goes haywire, like I said. But really, I'm a broken record at this point. But I really am so proud of everyone here. I cannot stress it enough. It's amazing. Like everyone's doing their thing, and we're all just building each other up. We're all just doing our thing. And even when the Discord server dies for 8 months, or there's no major videos about Willy's Wonderland being posted for like a whole 2 years or something, there's still people on Earth that love this movie and they're thinking about it. And eventually they are going to come around back to the server, and we're all going to start talking about it again. And it really just means a lot. It really does. And I'm not just so, I don't know what the word would be. This isn't about me. This isn't like, I love people doing all this because it makes me happy. No, I love people doing all this because they're doing all this. It's great that people are doing this. I love this. I love this community so much. I really do. It's awesome. Just, I'm probably going to end the stream here because I don't know what else to talk about. And if I keep talking about what I'm talking about, I'll probably get emotional, and no one wants that. That's just silly at that point. But I love all of you. Thank you so much. Real quick, you mentioned that you might join the server. The link is in the description of my channel. I will probably post it here in the comments maybe, but if not, it's in the description. So yeah. Well, thank you all for those who tuned in, and even for those who are going to maybe tune in after the stream. I doubt that, but like, if so, that's awesome. Thank you for sitting through the whole. This is almost an hour long. We're going on almost 44 minutes now. So, but yeah, thank you all for watching, and see you in the next one, whenever that may be. So, see ya.